Good day, fella. I made a boss card for every boss that was available back in the open beta in September, just like the one you see on screen. They all include a fight breakdown and all the boss's abilities and their cooldowns. You can grab the current boss card using the link in the description, but if you would like access to them all, they are neatly organized on my Discord. Links down there too. If the boss gets any update, I'll be updating the boss card with the new information. And if the changes are big enough, I'll probably make a new video about it. Sinthara is the boss of Saylor's Abyss. This is a champion 6. Saylor's Abyss will be back in the open beta, and I would say she's one of the easy bosses. It was the boss you farmed in the open beta to get gear, so unless they change it a lot in early access, it will be simple. So first ability is Deafening Screech. This ability will just do AoE damage to the whole party, and it will interrupt any cast that you have through, and if you are casting during it, it will silence you as well. And after that is just damage. You can LOS this damage if you LOS the boss. So standing here will actually just neglect the whole ability unless you change it on the early access. If they do, I will probably put a comment on the video. Okay, after this we just get Binding Strike, which is this green line that we're gonna get right now, which is you just need to get close to the tank. Whoever gets it, get close to the tank as soon as possible. This actually does a lot of damage, especially to the tank, and you need the tank alive to survive the fight, right? So just get close to the tank fast. Then here I just walk to him, and then the next ability we're gonna get is Necrotic Wave. Necrotic Wave is just this frontal that is targeted into one player. There is 3 ways to avoid this. The first way is you right click the pillar, you get chained to the pillar, and then the knockback will not kill you, will not knock you off the base, so it will not kill you, but you will take damage. The second way, which is what the rogue is doing here, is that if you are a class that has a movement ability, in this case the rogue has the shadow step, you get knocked back and then you shadow step back into the boss and not die, but you still take the damage. There is a way to avoid the knockback and the damage completely, which is if you just LOS, again, LOS the boss behind the pillar, and then you neglect the knockback and the damage. And finally, the last ability that we're gonna get right now is Undertow, which is just a debuff. 2 players get a debuff, and then once you dispel the debuff, this is the debuff. Once you dispel the debuff, you drop a pool, which silences and slows you. The ideal scenario is that range should leave pools around here and around here, and melee should leave pools like around here. Because you want to always tank the boss here, so you can LOS easy, and that's why range drop pools here and melee here. Here I dispel, he drops a pool, just moves out of the pool, and here is when I get silenced. I was mid-cast, probably casting some shield or whatever, and now got silenced. So be very careful about this. But here I'll probably do something, my weapon ability, because I realize it's not silenced, and I just get heals. And here I'm just panicking probably. This is a very bad pool position because you want to LOS, and I'm just blocking the LOS spot. So I should have probably just gone here and dispelled myself, but I was probably panicking because I was very low due to getting silenced. So don't do that. And then the fight goes on. This is pretty much the whole fight. Binding Strike again, just get close to the tank. Necrotic Wave again. This is an overlap that can happen, which is the person or even the tank who has Binding Strike can get Necrotic Wave. He is LOSing it, but we're still going to take damage from the Binding Strike, so just be sure to use a defensive here, use a DR if you're the healer, shield if you're Vigor, etc. Here we're taking them to shield myself, and then Meiko will just heal herself to full because that's what Meiko does. And the fight goes on. Undertow is gonna happen again. Deafening Screech. I don't get silenced this time, luckily, and then Undertow happens again. I don't see the rogue here, so I don't dispel, but I see the mage pre-position, so I instantly dispel the mage. And then once I see the rogue, I probably dispel him too. I see him over there, so I dispel him right now. I have already click over him, and I dispel. I want to talk about something here before we go on, is that at 50% the boss goes away and casts Siren Song. You need to right click the pillar before the cast goes off, because if not you will just get dragged off the platform and die. But another thing that you need to do is if you have Undertow debuffs during this, you should dispel them before, because if not, you probably won't die from it, but it will leave a really nasty pull on the middle of the room that you really don't want to have, because you want to tank the boss here so people have an easy access to LOS, and you really don't want to have a pull here. So just be mindful as a healer, always dispel before going to 50%, because if not the boss will have the pull there. So now she goes away, starts casting Siren Song. You right click the pillar as I said, you get chained, and now the problem will be here, see? We will get a nasty pull over here, which is probably survivable by all of us right now, but it's just a really bad pull position. And that's it. The only thing that changes from now is the fight stays the same, but now we all have a nasty dot that does damage over time, all throughout the fight until the boss dies. That's why from now on I would recommend to LOS Deafening Screech and also LOS Necrotic Wave, especially on higher key levels, because then dot does quite a bit of damage. Heal everyone up. I just ult this because I fell behind a little bit. Then Undertone, Dispel, and Dispel. Then Necrotic Wave, LOS behind the pillar. No damage, no knockback. And another Screech. GG. If you're gonna tank the Screech, at least use the defensive. If you're on big cooldowns or anything, I'm not sure if I mentioned before. And Deafening Screech, we will get one more of each, I think. One more Binding Strike, and that's it, I think. Boss dies, GG. And yeah, there you go. Subscribe for more boss breakdowns and boss cards. I'll keep updating this and making it for the new ones. And if you want the latest news, don't forget to join the Discord. Thank you and have a good day.